Hey, good morning, friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. And we do have, a gradual warm up over the next several days. We'll call it a 4 to 5 day warm period from, I'd call it day after Christmas to at least New Year's Eve day. And starting to watch for the signs of that storm that starts in the south, Texas, Oklahoma, curves northeast, and could we be cold enough to be on the north side of it and the snow shield, as I call it, as we get toward New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. But in the short term, no travel problems. If you're flying into Minnesota, there is a dense fog advisory in effect out there, so could cause some delays. But for us, the radar is dry today. Nothing going on aside from a little bit of drizzle. And it looks like temperatures in a lot of places already above the freezing mark and should creep at least a degree or two above freezing. So if you had icy roads yesterday, if you had icy roads last night, they should clean up pretty quickly with any sort of salt and plowing. Hey, good morning, Ed Johnson, Waterford. Merry Christmas. Michael Wheeler, good morning. Thanks for watching. Mike Nichols, Merry Christmas to you also. And Karen Costomo, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. All right, so this is the radar forecast today. A couple little spots of disorganized snow showers. Watch the thumb, watch Port Huron. Sometimes these things move in and they bring an inch or two of snow along the shoreline, and people say it wasn't supposed to snow, and it really isn't something that we would put in a forecast just because 99% of us would not have any snowfall. This is through the night tonight. Again, a random, what I call decorative flurries possible. All right, now we go on to the longer term, and we get into a wet pattern as we head toward the weekend. So this is Christmas Day. Should be a very boring weather day, Christmas. We like that, don't we? Although it'd be nice to have the decorative flurries all day long, the big flakes that float down slowly straight down. Not going to happen though. But the warming trend is slow enough that I think most of us, with the snow from yesterday, will have a white Christmas. Might be very marginal in a place that only got an inch yesterday, but otherwise, probably 90% of Michigan will have a white Christmas. Now, we're into Friday afternoon. We're into the southerly wind. The showers come in, rain showers. Look at Friday night. That is a rain system. The storm center way back to the northwest in Wisconsin. So we get on the warm side of the storm. We get rain showers Saturday. Maybe another burst of some rain showers Saturday night and Sunday. Note also that this is coming from the Gulf of Mexico, so we're talking ½ inch to inch of rain is possible, which is what I would call a pretty big rain for winter. Normally we don't have that kind of air. I mean, we can get a 5 inch to 10 inch snow, and that would have that same amount of moisture, but that's also kind of rare. But this is even more rare because it's wet and mild. Now, we go to, this would be the 30th. This would be New Year's Eve day. Morning into afternoon into evening. Note where the storm center is predicted and has been predicted. Pretty far out to believe the exact placement. Hey, good morning, Deborah Jones. Thanks for watching the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. Good morning, Susan Pendergrass. Merry Christmas to you. And Leanne Hicks. Merry Christmas from DeFord, out in the thumb. People say, DeFord? Where's that? Okay, so we'll watch. This would be New Year's Eve. Maybe snow for Houghton Lake, Traverse City, Mackinac City. Depends on if the cold air can infiltrate. New Year's Day, we're back to a northerly wind. This is New Year's Day morning, some lake effect snows sweep across the state. And so New Year's Day could be kind of a colder, snowier pattern, and that's what I expect as we head into the first couple of weeks of January. We are back to winter. Here's January 4th. Notice storm system passes to our south, putting us on the cold side of the storm system. And we continue the northerly winds, continue to have the colder air leak in. And by the time we get out to the 6th and 7th, the storm systems are looking more snow than rain. So yes, it's happening. Hey, I thought this was interesting. Look at this storm. This is the storm out in the Pacific right now that will eventually bring us the rain from Friday into Saturday into Sunday. This is quite a beast of a storm, and I thought this would be fun to look at. You wouldn't want to be on a ship crossing the Pacific Ocean. What is this? This is the maximum wave height forecast. Let me get the label up there for you. Maximum wave height forecast swath through the next 90 hours, and that ellipse you see out in the middle of the ocean, that's 70 to 80 foot waves. 70 to 80 foot. And you're probably going to see some pretty amazing video along the Oregon-Washington coast because those are 40 foot waves. And eventually, again, that storm system comes to us in the form of the rain system. So the warming trend has been backed off a day, and just so that we can have a white Christmas. My wife and I watched White Christmas last night. That's a classic. She's seen it a bunch of times. I've seen it just 3 or 4, but man, it's really fun to kind of watch that. So about 33, 34, 35 today. Christmas Day, 34 to 36 in the southern half. That's not such a strong warming trend that it takes all the snow off. Northern parts, Traverse City, you're about 30, 29. You'll definitely have the white Christmas. Then the warm-up starts. The wind switches to the south. 40 for Thursday in Grand Rapids, 43 in Kalamazoo, 40 in Ann Arbor and Detroit, 38 in Flint, 37 Saginaw, so no travel problems. Then the 40-degree readings slide up the west coast to Manistee, Frankfort, Northport, Charlevoix, maybe Petoskey. And then Saturday on the south wind with the rain, maybe 50s. Maybe 54 in Flint and Saginaw, and 54 in Ann Arbor, 55 in Detroit on Saturday. There could be dry windows in there where it could be just, really kind of phenomenal if you don't like winter. Better get your fill of it because it looks like January is going to be winter. It'll be kind of a shocker, but it'll be the way it should be. Now, here's Sunday. Still 50 in the south, then 40s, then upper 30s. So Sunday's still warmer than normal. Monday, December 30th, still much warmer than normal in the 40s. Remember, we're almost at our coldest average high temperature of the year. That happens, I think, about mid-January. It bottoms out 28 to 32, and then it actually starts going up about the first few days of February. Tuesday, so this would be New Year's Eve day, and you can kind of see that temperature zone setting up of what looks like a storm system. New Year's Day starting to cool off. January 2nd back down to 30-ish. And January 3rd in the upper 20s, low 30s. January 4th, we start to leak in somewhat colder air. Not anything Arctic, but colder. Sunday, January 5th. Monday, January 6th. Tuesday, January 7th. So guess what? Hello, winter, as we get into the first week of January. All right, so we got some pretty good traveling. The only thing we will have to watch out for is now that we have snow on the ground and we're talking gradually warmer temperatures above freezing, we could deal with some fog. Until the wind picks up ahead of a storm system, we may have some thick fog maybe Thursday and Friday. But generally during the daylight hours, if you have enough daylight, you can see safely. But in all, looks like decent travel conditions. Have yourselves a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Good morning, Rich DeWald. And I'm going to be off tomorrow, and then I get Thursday and Friday off also. So I'll see you back here next Monday, and I'm sure we'll be starting to talk about snow systems at that point. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrosa. Merry Christmas. Take care.